Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1979 Hermes 3000 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Made in Hungary, and these were also made in France and Switzerland, but I believe maybe most of these were made in Hungary towards the end of production. This is the last year they made the Hermes 3000. The best typewriter of all time, and this is the third generation. I really love the design of this. It's got that retro look to it in that time where they were making everything kind of like electric typewriters were taken over, and it's kind of competing with that style. Game consoles and VCRs kind of look like this in that time frame. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper, and this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. So basically this is the same as the second generation, which has a metal shell, except for it's just a different shell. It's like you can interchange all the parts. Most of the parts, just small differences. And this is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got two adjustable rollers, a scale and the margin indicator in red. To set the, you can see it red where it is right now. And that's just where you stop on each side. And if you want it closer to the middle, you put the cursor where you want it, and then you just flip this switch below the carriage release. This white button is the carriage release, and this switch here is the margin setter. Flip it, and it sends the margin to that spot. If you want it closer to the edge, you just hold it and push the carriage to where you want it. I want it right there on the edge, let it go, and that's where the margin will be. Same concept on the right side. Right now it's right in the middle, but I want to push it out towards the edge, so I'm going to hold the carriage release and the margin at the same time and push it close to the edge, let it go. So now we have the margin there. And the bell on these, I've actually worked on two this morning. They both have really dull bells. I've worked on a bunch of these, but I don't remember it being that dull. But I tried to tinker with it, and it just kind of made it not worse, but not much better either. So I just left it alone. Just kind of just going to accept that this model has a dull bell. Once you hear the bell, you're near the end of the margin. Hit this line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1.5, or 2 spaces. Right now we have it on single. If you want 1.5, just flip that switch forward 1 notch. It skips 1.5. One more, it skips 2. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line and switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side. Flip that up to the red indicator. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon, which is red. When you flip it down to the yellow indicator, it prints right down the middle between black and red. When you have it on the blue indicator, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black, all the way down to the white indicator. It prints no ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. We're going to move that up for red. The best typewriter of all time. You can tell the difference. I work on typewriters every single day, and every time I type on one of these, it just feels euphoric. The print always looks perfect. I barely ever have to do any kind of adjustments on the print on the Hermes 3000. Engineered in Switzerland, from what I hear, the same people who designed the Rolex, and I don't know if it's the same exact people, kind of interchanged between companies or not, but absolutely brilliant engineering was put into these. Everything is kind of easy to work on too. You can just remove the carriage very easily and get in there. It's super smooth, powerful, smooth, lighter weight than an Olympia would be, less durable than an Olympia. That's why Olympia might sometimes take the top spot because of the durability. We're going to move this color back to black and pull the page out. We're going to flip this switch forward. It's the paper release. Unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easier or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. I'll flip this down for now. Got a shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Tab on the top side here. Right now we have tabs set on 10 space intervals. So you can see it just stops at 10 spaces. I'm going to clear all those with one button by hitting the 3 lines there. That's an all tab clear. So now we don't have any tabs. So I always like to set one somewhere in the middle so that way when you hit the tab button, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. So I'm going to stop at that one spot. To clear that one specific tab, you just hit that minus sign right next to it, and that just clears one tab that you're at. And the one next to that with the 3 lines is an all tab clear. So that just cleared that one tab, but we're going to reset that, test that again. Very good. This is your margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that margin release. It does allow you to type past that all the way to the end. Very good. This one is your backspace. Smooth, reliable. This is your touch control. 1, 2, 3, 4. The higher you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. You do have to hit the keys harder for them to print, but they respond faster. The lower you go, the less tension. I like mine on low. And the hood pops off fairly easily. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling clockwise to the right. If you want to switch that direction, the side you want it to go to, just flip that switch towards the middle. Pulls to that side that you flip it to. And it has an automatic reverse. When you get to the end of the ribbon, there's a little eyelet, little metal piece that will catch on to the side it needs to swap it to. It just catches it, swaps it to that side. And I have a custom card holder. It's this plastic window. Um, those break off all the time and they don't make them anymore. So you have to find somebody that has that part to replace that, which is getting more and rare as time goes on, as you can imagine. So I actually had a plastic manufacturer company make 100 of those for me, which is not cheap, by the way. But I needed 2 of them, so they said that it only makes sense to do it if you make them in bulk. So I got a big purchase on those, and I'll have them available pretty soon. I got 2 of them up for sale right now, but um, that's all I got right now until they send the rest. Carriage release, the white button, I already showed that. And this is the carriage lock. When you flip it down, it will lock the carriage when you get it to the middle. And to unlock it, you flip it back and move the carriage to the right. That won't unlock just by pushing the carriage to the right like a lot of other typewriters will do. You got to push it down and to the right. And carriage release on the left side, super smooth, beautiful typewriter, the best of the best. Very nice condition. And if you pull the knob out, it disables the spacing when you turn the knob so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it in, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space. And the same concept with the line space selector. Flip that all the way back to the dot there. There's a 1 line and a 2, and there's a dot all the way in the back, and that just indicates that you're on roll, which is the disables the line space retainer. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.